Hey everybody, this is Chewy Plays Nintendo, and today I want to go over all the features that we know so far that are unique to Animal Crossing New Horizons. These are things that have never appeared in a mainline Animal Crossing game before. Some may have been introduced in spin-offs, but haven't made it into the mainline series quite yet. I also try to get every feature I could find, but if I'm missing any, please feel free to leave a comment about them. So let's get into it because there is a lot to cover. Number 1, Nook Inc. Development Company. We've seen Tom Nook work many different jobs throughout the series. From Nook's Cranny to Nook's Homes, we're now getting his latest business venture, Nook Inc. This company is focused around developing island towns and providing animals with more amenities as the island grows. Number 2, Island Setting. Through the Deserted Island Getaway package, we'll be able to build up our very own island. This is the first time we've been placed on an island in this series, and while I was hesitant about it at first, I don't think we're going to lose the charm of seasons in Animal Crossing, as it won't be strictly summer. Number 3, Dodo Airlines. We've arrived to our towns via train, taxi, and bus. This game will have us arriving by air via Dodo Airlines. We haven't seen much about this new building yet, but I'm excited to see what the interior looks like. Number 4, Seaplane. The Seaplane is our new mode of transportation. This will take us to our islands and other players' islands when we visit. Number 5, HD visuals. One of the biggest technical features of this game is the high-definition visuals. This will be the first Animal Crossing mainline game in HD. Number 6, detailed shadows. With the updated visuals, we'll see more detailed shadows. Every shape has a shadow that corresponds with it. Even the clouds have shadows. Number 7, new hairstyles and colors. While we have had many hairstyles and colors to pick from before, I thought the amount of new ones we've seen were enough to be a notable new feature that gives us even greater representation to people of color in the game. Number 8, choosing your skin tone. Speaking of people of color, we can finally choose our skin tone without having to go through the tanning process. I'm especially happy for this, being of Mexican descent. Number 9, new facial features. In previous games, we couldn't change our facial features. What we saw is what we got. In this game, we'll be able to customize many of our features. Number 10, noses. We'll be able to have more than just a standard triangle noses. They've added circular and square noses to the game. Number 11, pupils. Our characters' pupils are more visible than before. Number 12, mouth shapes. We will even have different mouth shapes to choose from. Number 13, better facial expressions. All of these new facial features will amount to much more expressive characters in the game. Number 14, objects look wet. Another visual upgrade is the rain. Items now look visibly wet while it rains. Number 15, raindrops leave ripples. You can see ripples in the water as it drizzles. Number 16, Weeds Redesigned. Weeds have been in every Animal Crossing game, but this one has gone all out with the redesign. They have a much better look than ever before. Number 17, weeds can grow. Another change is that they will now grow in different stages. It will take some time before they reach their full potential. Number 18, weeds can be collected. Finally, you can actually collect weeds and use them, rather than them being picked and disappearing like in previous games. Number 19, stone floors on the beach. Remember that island setting? It is introducing a new type of flooring on the beach. Instead of the beach full of sand, there will be large stone floors that we can also walk on and probably decorate. I like the variety in the landscape we'll get through the stone. Number 20, crafting. The big new gameplay mechanic in New Horizons is crafting. It's something we've seen a bit in Pocket Camp and Amiibo Festival, but for the first time ever, it'll play a starring role in the mainline games. We will be able to create a wide variety of tools, furniture, and more through crafting. Number 21 is crafting materials. In order to craft, we'll need the materials to do so. The different items we collect in the world will go toward this crafting mechanic and allow us to build different things. Number 22, crafting recipes. We will be able to collect crafting recipes and learn them as we go to continue growing our catalog of items. Number 23, trees can be shaken for wood. Classic actions now go toward this crafting mechanic. When we shake trees, we can collect wood materials. Number 24, rocks can be hit for stones and minerals. Number 25, seasonal crafting materials. They'll be available to craft certain items at certain times of the year. Number 26, axes don't always chop down trees. In the past, 3 hits would take down a tree. With this new axe that I'll talk about a little bit later, the tree remains and crafting materials appear. Number 27, resident services. Nook Inc. has set up a building at the center of your island. Resident services will be your go-to place for a number of services to improve your island life. Number 28, the Workbench. The Workbench is one of those services that will be available. It'll be a place where you can freely craft once you've collected the right materials. Number 29, different level tools. I mentioned the new axe a little bit earlier. Tools have come in different levels in previous games, but there's a whole new set of names for these tools, and it takes on a new meaning in New Horizons. Flimsy tools aren't as effective as their more advanced counterparts. I'm excited to see how they can grow. Number 30, tools can break. Another thing about flimsy tools is that they can break. In previous games, only the axe and silver axe were capable of breaking, but now we've got a whole level of tools that may be subject to wear and tear. Number 31, shopping is done through a menu. In previous games, we've gone to shops and seen their goods displayed. This is the first time we'll be seeing them displayed through a menu. We're not sure if we'll have full shops that are in the old style again, but as of right now, this is a new way to shop in the series. Number 32, outdoor decorating. Along with crafting, the biggest new addition to the gameplay is decorating the entire island. Before, you could only decorate the inside of your home. Now, you can place any piece of furniture anywhere in the island. It's going to change everything and give us much more freedom to design the world of our dreams. Number 33, wind. We can now run into windy days and see the leaves shake in our town. Number 34, lighting. The lighting has greatly improved in this game. Objects seem to be much better lit, and the ambiance around the town looks incredible. Number 35, pole vaulting. This new tool allows us to jump across rivers and reach destinations much more quickly than before. Number 36, digging up trees. We can now dig up entire trees and move them to another location. Number 37, stamina/eating. In order to move trees, we'll need some extra strength. That is achieved by eating a bit of fruit. It'll be interesting to see if this will play into the game more. Number 38, animals with sleeves. In the past, animals always cut off their sleeves and wore tank tops. Now, we can finally see our animals wear sweaters to keep warm. Number 39, animals sitting on the floor. Animals have always been able to sit, but this game is the first time we can see them plop down on the floor. It's adorable. Number 40, autumn leaves floating in the air. This game is really making each season look amazing. In autumn, we'll now be able to see leaves floating through the air. Number 41, wreaths on doors. In population growing, we were able to put a design on our door. In New Horizons though, we'll be able to give our homes much more substantial decorations with wreaths. Number 42, the path laying tool. We can now lay down paths without making designs. There's an official tool used to create paths throughout your town. Number 43, paths can go right up to doors. A huge improvement to this is that paths can go right to your doorstep. In previous games, there's always been an awkward space where you couldn't place a pattern. Number 44, paths can curve. Another downfall of pattern paths was that they couldn't curve, unless you designed them that way. We can now give our paths a nice rounded look, and maybe they'll add an angular look later. Number 45, flower stages. Just like weeds, flowers can now grow in stages as well. They won't simply pop up as fully grown flowers after planting their seeds. Number 46, picking flower bulbs. You can also just pick the bulbs of the flowers instead of the entire flower. It looks like the flowers will grow again. Number 47, fences. One of the coolest items we can craft is fences. You can build fences and connect them around your town to create nice yards for your home. Number 48, Call Islander. Up to 4 players can play on the same system on the same Switch. This has never been possible before. It'll be fun to see how families and friends can play together while sharing an island. Number 49, Change Leader. When playing together, you can change who's in charge. Number 50, 8 players living on a single island. Speaking of sharing, up to 8 people can live on a single island together. That makes sense as there are 8 profiles on a single Switch, so each profile should be able to log in and create a save on that island. Number 51, 8-player online. Don't live with 8 people? Me neither. But we can now have 8 people playing together on a single island via online multiplayer. Number 52, layering clothing. It seems as though we'll be able to create more diverse outfits and layer clothing in ways we couldn't before. Number 53, clothing has physics. You can see clothing blowing in the wind and have more physics applied to it in this game. Number 54, Nook Phone. Our new menu works through a phone provided to us by Nook. This Nook Phone will give us access to a variety of apps. Number 55, Nook's phone currently has the following apps: Camera, Nook Miles, DIY Recipes, Maps, Call Islander, Contacts, and Patterns. Number 56, the Nook Phone will get new apps, but we don't know what they are quite yet. Number 57, Nook phone cases will also be available to change the look of your phone. Number 58, building the town from scratch. In previous Animal Crossing games, we have arrived to existing towns. This is the first game that will have us arrive to an island that hasn't been developed at all. Number 59, animals start in a tent. Because the town doesn't yet exist, all animals will also appear in tents when you first move in. Number 60, animals are in debt too. Just like you, these animals will have to pay off their loans that allowed them to move into the island. Number 61, animals can upgrade homes. Once their debt is paid off, they can upgrade to bigger homes as well. Number 62, map popping up on screen. When you stop moving in this game, the map pops up on the bottom right corner. In the past, the map has been accessed through a menu or has already been visible on the bottom screen in New Leaf. Number 63, home on the beach. No game has ever allowed us to place a home directly on the beach. You could be close, but never on it. Now, you can have your home right on the sand. Number 64, mailboxes can move to different sides of the home. Number 65, decorating the beach. New Leaf didn't let us place public works projects on the beach. New Horizons will let us place anything on the beach. Number 66, moving items in half increments. Happy Home Designer introduced the half increment grid layout for much better designs. This feature didn't make it into New Leaf when the Welcome Amiibo update came, but New Horizons will be taking advantage of the half grid for more exact designs. Number 67, 20 inventory slots, and possibly more. When we start out the game, we'll have 20 inventory slots for our items. This is a new upgrade from our 15 to 16 slots in previous games. Hopefully, we'll have access to more in the future. Number 68, item stack. New Leaf allowed us to stack fruits in baskets in our inventory. New Horizons allows us to stack a wider variety of items and save even more room in our inventory. Number 69, we can now favorite items in inventory. We're not quite sure what this does yet, but it seems helpful. Number 70, drop or place items. Now that we can decorate all over our island, we have the option to drop items as leaves or place them as furniture decorations. Number 71, DIY recipes. We can collect recipes for crafting called DIY recipes. The menu shows us the items, their size, materials needed to craft, categories for organization, and how many of the item you have in your inventory or wardrobe. And you can favorite designs too. Number 72, Southern Hemisphere time. Animal Crossing's real-time clock was always set to the Northern Hemisphere in previous games. New Horizons finally lets those in the Southern Hemisphere pick their hemisphere to have the appropriate seasons throughout the year. Number 73, animals carry things. We've seen animals carrying tools and such in the past, but this game allows them to carry a variety of items like books and crafting materials. Number 74, Nook Miles. This is a new currency that is earned by performing different tasks around your island. They can be exchanged for special items, other activities, and recipes. Number 75, Foley Recording. Nintendo used this technique to create realistic sounds for New Horizons. They walked on the sand, cut grass, and used a variety of methods to create the sounds heard in the game. Number 76, the camera. We've been able to take photos in New Leaf, and there's a button mapped to it on the Switch, but New Horizons comes packed with its own camera that can be moved, zoomed in or out, and even apply filters. Number 77, using creatures to craft. When we catch bugs or fish, some of them can be used in crafting recipes. It's a bit brutal, but a cool way to give more value to the things we catch. Number 78, learning DIY recipes. Sometimes catching different things will lead us to learning DIY recipes. They can even be taught to us by our villagers. Number 79, fishing bait. This game lets us craft fishing bait. We don't know exactly what it does, but we can assume it'll make rare fish more likely to appear. Number 80, speech bubbles show emotions. Speech bubbles have been static in previous games. New Horizons uses speech bubbles to emote more effectively. Number 81, character colors appear in speech bubbles. In the past, male villagers have appeared in blue and female villagers would appear in pink. Now, the characters' color schemes will appear in the bubbles instead. Number 82, starting with 2 villagers. New Horizons features the lowest amount of villagers for the start of our island. We'll only be arriving with 2 animals. Number 83, shoe soles. Shoes have gotten a huge update and we can now see the patterns on the soles of our feet. Number 84, kneecaps. We now have visible kneecaps. Number 85, giant mushrooms now appear in the fall season. Number 86, window blinds and curtains. These first appeared in Happy Home Designer, but we can now enjoy them in New Horizons. Number 87, curtains can be seen open or closed from outside. Number 88, toe beans. Animals now have foot pads. Number 89, Tom Nook reinvests into your island. Many people see Tom Nook as greedy, but he's really giving back in this game. As we grow our town, he'll find new services that will help accommodate our island lives. Number 90, character customization from the start. In an interview with developers, they said, right from the start, you'll be able to choose the way you want to look. All the facial parts or hairstyles are all gender-free, so you can select from a pool of hairstyles and facial features, and then they're also changeable at any point in the game. So if you feel like a certain way one day, then you can make the change pretty easily. Number 91, gender-free character customization. One thing to note is that your character's features aren't gender-locked. Now you can be who you truly are. Number 92, start with no bridges. This will be the first game that will have some areas locked away at the beginning. Without bridges, you'll have to use the pole vault to explore other areas. Number 93, choose where villagers live. When villagers first arrive, they will pick a spot and ask for your permission. If you don't like where they picked, you can choose for them. Number 94, surrounding beaches. In previous games, we were surrounded by cliffs. This is the first setting that has us surrounded by water. Number 95, map tiers are color-coded. You can see the elevation in the map. The lighter green colors mean higher elevation. Number 96, item collaboration with Pocket Camp. This game will have an indirect connection to Pocket Camp. They will share items and collaborate on events, but they'll remain separate from each other, but new items will appear in both. Number 97, only starting with Tom Nook and Timmy and Tommy. This game will be the fewest amount of special characters at the start. Only Tom and the boys will appear at the beginning. Number 98, the game will autosave. Saving has always been a manual task in Animal Crossing. This is the first game that will autosave as you play. Number 99, Resetti is getting a new job. With autosaving, Resetti is losing his job. We don't know what it will be next, but it is something different. Number 100, you can listen to KK Slider outside. For the first time ever, you can place radios and music players outside. This will allow you to play all your favorite KK Slider tunes outside of your home. Number 101, localized in Latin American Spanish. This game has appeared in Spanish before, but this is the first time it is getting a Latin American Spanish localization. Number 102, introducing elements from Mexico. On top of that, it will be adding items inspired by Mexico. I imagine it'll grow its international catalog of items greatly. Number 103, bags and backpacks. We can finally wear bags and backpacks. Hopefully they expand our inventory. Number 104, cherry blossoms floating on the river. A small detail that is quite beautiful is the cherry blossoms floating on the river. Number 105, animal movement is more realistic. Finally, animals feel less like they're gliding and floating, but rather walking around. Their steps match their movement in the world. Well, that's my list of 105 features that are unique to Animal Crossing New Horizons. This game seems to be packed with tons of new things, both big and small. If there was anything I missed, please leave a comment and let me know. If you all enjoy my content, please check out the podcast we do all about Animal Crossing called Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. I love talking about this series and am always excited about getting more news. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye!